Hello, hello. Good morning and happy Monday. Not Sunday. It is the Monday Blood and Beans because it is Memorial Day. And I was up at Locust Lake this weekend, which is why we did not do Blood and Beans yesterday. Shiloh is asleep. And Pockets is joining me this morning. She's not feeling all that great, so bear with the Pockets. She woke up not feeling too good.
I woke up feeling like I had a bloody hangover. And I didn't drink anything.
Not yesterday.
The first time I woke up was at 7 and I felt fine. I had a little sinus infection. And this could be from sinus. And my eyes black and blue. Underneath. I feel like there's a little lawn gnome in there, like pushing them out.
I hope you feel better soon. It is Memorial Day, so I do not know how many people will be stopping in today. So at least it's checked out later, or even skip it over. It is of no
Consequence.
Yes, it's cool. Totally understand.
There will be no lashings for those wet spaghetti noodles.
Though if I find myself talking to the future for the next half an hour or so, I will probably end the stream about there. Even though future people are cool too.
I was gonna say, they're gonna pop in and see if you have it up, because you told everybody you were gonna do it today.
Well, I told the people that were at the Saturday premiere that Blood and Beans would be today. But like I said, it is Memorial Day. I'm sure people are getting their grills ready. I know I am. I went out to the store today to go get coffee because I can't have Blood and Beans without beans. I mean...
And you can't use that grill until I've cleaned it out and I fixed it up.
But I got charcoal.
He thinks he's like the main griller. Every time we grill something, I end up grilling it.
No, I'm usually out there sipping on a beer or moonshine.
Yeah, watching me grill.
No, I'm usually watching the food.
It's supportive help. You play a supporting role.
No, usually I'm out there. I'm usually the one out there grilling. Like
that was supposed to be funny. Yeah.
I only was last 4th of July. I think the 4th of July before was out there. Was just sitting in the driveway.
We had a fork going.
I cooked everything. I cooked burgers, hot dogs. I was just like throwing. I'm like, well, the coals are going. Let's just cook it all.
We had the lemon pepper pork loin, and we had you made sausage burgers.
Those are good.
And we had hot dogs.
Sausage burgers are amazing. Get a roll of like breakfast country sausage. Not like patties or anything. Obviously, you want to be able to have like the actual ground meat, like ground sausage, and get like a pound or two of beef, and then just like mix those in together and make burger patties out of that.
No seasoning, no nothing is needed.
Nope. I usually do them over a wood fire. It turned out really good over a wood fire. Smoke.
And he apple smokes them too.
Smoke that shit over some apple wood.
I want to get some bison next time we go down. And have some of that over the fire. Yes, I know. Oh, the little bison. Yeah, well, the little bison tastes really freaking good.
So does veal. Just saying.
We can't. We've had enough papers.
They get more.
Not letting him have my cigarettes for fear of my papers not having enough. He has his vape.
I do. It's actually
he
your
has my
vape.
vape.
Yes, well, I have to get paid so I can get another charger.
Yeah, we have to get another charger on that. But I was done. I was all ready to go back to my vape, and then, boom, his charger shit the bed. I'm like, okay. The Cosmos don't want me to breathe better right now.
It's a fun time at camp. Great weather the whole time we were there.
It rained for like 5 minutes, and then it rained for like 5 minutes, like 4 hours later. Like, I think the same storm system was just like going around in a circle over the mountain. Like, you know, the play loops on the radio stations.
I've seen a rainstorm do that around a cloud one, or around a lake once. I was sitting at Sagadaga Lake. I was young. I was like...
That's a big lake. You could probably
9?
see the raid probably just come at the start
No,
of
I
the
was
lake,
younger than 9.
just coming through.
9's when we got the camp at Champlain. So I was probably like 6, 7, sitting on the beach.
A little socio.
Yeah, I was.
He was a little socio.
Playing on the beach with my mother, and we were watching the lake, and you could see this rain cloud dropping rain. Like, you could see the rain falling, and it would literally circle the lake, come around, hit us,
Yep.
and then keep going, and we could watch it circle in the lake.
You know why that is?
Don't, but I think
Because
it was really cool.
The lake winds, you have these trees, and you have mountains, and then all of a sudden you have this big ass lake. So it's the trees and the rocks obviously are blocking the wind until you get to this big ass lake where the wind's going to be like, I'm free, and do that.
I didn't know the wind was so animated.
If you are able to ever see a water spout, like in flesh, it is the most awe-inspiring thing I have ever seen. We were in Maine, and I was making a giant turtle in sand on the beach, and people who were going by were actually taking pictures of it. And then I look up, and everybody was now then looking toward the ocean, and there was this big water spout just going back and forth like it was a duck game. It was really cool, and it stayed sunny over us. Like, all that was like the islands probably were getting hit with a shitload of rain and probably some really good swells out there, because past Machias, you have to get, which is on the flats, you know, you go out, you can rent a boat, or you get on the ferry and you can go to the islands. But yeah, it's really cool looking.
You got to talk to the microphone.
I'm sorry, it's really cool looking. But I have a big mic.
I'll show you on the playback.
I
not talking
probably
into-
sound like I'm really far
No,
away.
you're just really quiet. It's very hard to hear people when they're not close to the microphone.
And if I was far away, I would sound really quiet.
No, you just don't sound super far away. You just sound quiet. Yeah, but camping was fun. Good weather.
Shiloh tried to go swimming. She was like, she dipped her toe in. She's like, okay,
Oh.
this is cold.
What a story I have for this camping trip. So Friday, Pockets gets our car, gets the Ford Explorer all packed up.
I've
She gets
never
everything
done that
loaded, gets everything loaded herself. She packed everything herself. Now, I've been explaining, I've been switching jobs. I switched jobs. There was like 2 weeks there I haven't been paid. So I get my first 2-week check this coming week. The tires on the front of the car, my little car, are bald. I'm trusting it to go back and forth to work, but I don't trust it to go 3 hours down the highway. So she gets everything loaded into the Explorer last Friday when we're ready to leave.
I was so proud.
I get home, we get everybody in the car, I make sure everything's ready, we're all set to go, we're locked up, I throw everyone in the car, I put oil in the Explorer, top it off just to make sure we're good to go, and I close the hood, and the hood won't close. The hood won't stay latched because the spring on the linkage had rusted through and broke. So now it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I can't take the car because the car has bald tires. I was going to get that fixed and then drive the Explorer until I got the car back when I got paid this coming week. But last Friday, that wasn't an option, and now I can't take the Explorer. So I come inside. I told her not to do it. Pockets unloads everything. I call my parents. I call my family. I let them know I'm not going to be able to go camping with them this weekend. They're all kind of upset and stuff like that. Hey, Michael, how are you? Good morning.
Mike.
Explain to him how ridiculous getting to camp was. So then I call my mechanic and I say, well, I got a long story, but I'll give you the short version. Are you open tomorrow? And he's like, well, not really. Why? I said, because I need 2 new tires in the car. Because now I'm going to use the car to get back and forth to work until I can make money and fix the Explorer. I'm going to have to use my camping money to do it. So I'm not going to be able to go camping. And he's like, I don't know if I got the tires. So, what are the sizes? So I go outside to go tell him the sizes of the tires. And I'm telling him about the Explorer, how the hood won't close now because the linkage broke. He's, well, I can fix the linkage right now. All right, so I drive the Explorer down to the shop. It's about a mile down the road, nice and easy. Fixes the linkage in like 20 minutes, notices I need an inspection, and goes, hey, you need an inspection on this too. Does the inspection in like 5 minutes, and as he's doing it, I'm talking to him, telling him what's going on. I'm not getting paid till this coming Friday. I do have some money. I can pay him for his work, but... So when he's all done, he's like, well, what do I owe you? He goes, nothing. Pay me next week when you get paid. It is the coolest fucking mechanic in the world. So then I came home, told Pockets not to do it quite yet, but she ended up packing the whole Explorer again by herself. We didn't get up to camp till like Saturday night. Didn't even have power the first night. Her and I ended up camping in the back of the Explorer. It was actually kind of fun and comfortable. Had a great freaking time. But yeah, it's difficult getting there. Well, be careful on nasty storms, man. Like, some of them storms can be ripping through, but honestly, like, thunderstorms never really bothered me too much.
I love thunderstorms.
Unless they knock out the infrastructure. I hate when they knock out the power.
Once my cousins were living with us, and there was a really bad storm coming in. And I mean, hail, big winds. I had to chase one of the pool ornaments over the fence, and it was, they told everybody, and it was an alert now, go down to your basements. So everybody goes down there. Rick and I go through the garage, up the stairs, and we're outside under the awning that my dad has built, and we're like, wow, look at this. And all the time while Lisa's going, you're gonna get blown away. Get back in here. You're gonna get hit by lightning. The lightning was freaking awesome. But I mean, it was just hilarious on how she was like, what are you doing? You guys are crazy. You're gonna get killed. We're like, we're fine. We're underneath the awning. No hail's gonna hit us. We're good.
Also, on Friday before I left, I got an idea. I have my old wooden 2600, my Atari 2600, and I was like, you know, I'd like to put this on that shelf now and display it, because I have another 2600. I have the slim version, so I'll replace them out. But that RF switch in the back is a real pain in the ass, and when I hooked it up, I just could not get it to work. I couldn't. The RF switch just crapped out. Like, it worked for a second and then just stopped. So I had to order an F adapter, and then all the shit happened with the car. So we ended up going camping anyway because of my mechanic, and when I got back, my F adapter came, and it works like a freaking dream. The Atari just connects with the coax right to the TV, and I ended up picking up Mega Man 2 for the old Nintendo Entertainment System at the flea market up there as well. It's the biggest flea market in New York State, and I typically go looking for like game room editions. Like,
I found a rock.
I found this really cool little model ship. Pockets found me a little Ninja Turtles Michelangelo rock. I found Mega Man 2, obviously, and I got this cool Death Trooper, Star Wars Death Trooper, for my little stand for display. It's freaky. I don't think I've ever been that close to being struck by lightning. They say the chances are really slim, so hopefully that like never happens
okay,
again.
You go running through a big open field.
You almost got hit by lightning.
Yeah, if you're running like in a big open field, you have a really big greater chance.
No, he was on a cruise.
Well, hello, cruise, middle of the ocean.
Doesn't matter.
Don't move. That's not good. Not good at all.
Be careful. But yeah, man, apparently that's pretty rare.
Because
so
art competition.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Like, even if lightning's close, like, I don't know.
Your body will sense it. Actually, the hairs on your arm and on your body will start to feel that static in the air, and it'll all start to raise up.
Yeah, I guess you could say that you escaped death that day.
Yup.
Happy to live every day thereafter, man, for sure.
What did they say in Twister? It's best, if you're going to get hit by lightning, it's best to grab your ankles and put your ass in there.
I have no idea.
That's what they're telling me. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
no idea if that's a...
It's probably not.
You look really silly out there in the middle of the field looking off.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking when they said that. I'm like,
pretty sure that's
I
not
don't-
how you escape
I
being
don't
struck by
think
lightning.
that's right. I think you just get really low to the ground.
Yeah, I got home last night and got my F adapter, hooked that up, worked fantastic. Put in Mega Man 2, that worked fantastic. And after that, I spent a while in the game room jamming around, playing stuff. It is a really good thing. If I were you, I would play the lottery, because like the chances of being struck by lightning are like the same chances of winning the lottery. So I don't know. If you're almost struck by lightning, maybe you'll almost or possibly even win the lottery. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Cool. Thank you much. Hopefully that's a little bit better. And if it's too quiet, I'll turn it back up. But yeah, that always worries me because trying to get that volume right, I really can't hear it on my end. And some tracks are louder than others. Some music is louder than others. I think last week I was playing lo-fi, and lo-fi is a little quieter, so I had to turn it up a little bit louder. So I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, sitting, sorry.
And Pockets is feeling a little bit better, which is good.
If you hear me dying, I'm not dying. I'm just really flexible and my muscles are saying move.
Maybe you should get a lottery ticket. I think that would be a good idea for you. Just don't let it like hook you, man. Don't be like spending all your money on gambling.
My dad very rarely
Sabian
played
said
lottos.
to do it.
You know, my dad would get the take 5 scratch offs, and what he would do is sometimes he would, obviously win $5 here, $10 there, but he would go and he would save them. Once we brought back lotto tickets, no lie, there were that many of them in a full stack, and you know how thin lotto cards is. And we're talking about maybe like a quarter of an inch thick.
My father's one.
And it was like $300 worth of freaking lotto.
Oh man, I think it's won like 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, maybe even more. He's won quite a few, but he's spent. My old man is
Probably spent money on several tickets.
He's spent $1 million easy on lotto, on gambling.
If I'm gonna gamble, I'd rather go to a casino.
I do scratch offs sometimes.
like
I haven't
scratch-offs.
done them in years. I haven't bought a scratch off. I don't gamble. I figure I have enough vices. The last thing I need is another one.
Once in a while, I'll grab a bingo card.
Like I'm literally like going to the flea market and running down video games, asking a guy if he'll sell me a single controller instead of the entire Nintendo, and being like, "Oh, I'll just pick up Mega Man 2." And I was gonna buy a TV. I was thinking about it. Pocket suggests I buy an arcade machine, and you know what? I'm gonna take that and run with it. Just hurry up and buy the arcade machine. So like
and I have
that
to
right
get
there
in the
is
car.
in a very big vice. So I try not to have any more expensive habits. I have enough expensive habits. Hey Grim, how are you, man? Long time.
Long
Happy
time no
Memorial
see.
Day. Happy Memorial Day, Jose. How are you?
Shit. I have
Shit, what?
I have to text my cousins. Thank you for their service.
Oh, you have all day. It's not an oh shit moment quite yet.
I have a lot of military people from my family.
That's the one thing I don't have. I've got Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube / Wii, Wii U, Nintendo Switch, Sega Genesis, Atari 2600, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3.
And a partridge
So
in a pear
I
tree.
don't have, and you know, the arcade machines and stuff like that. I don't have like any Xbox. I don't even have like all the PlayStations. Like I'm a Nintendo guy.
We have a PlayStation.
I don't have all the PlayStations. I don't have a
No.
PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5,
Nope,
but I do
we
have
the
all
PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3.
and a PlayStation 1.
And oh yeah, and the PlayStation 1.
But I'm saying I don't have the newest PlayStation, but I do have the newest Nintendo system. I'll always
And
have the newest Nintendo
The
system.
second, the PlayStation 2 is actually mine.
Xbox, Microsoft. See, my thing with Microsoft is I'm not the biggest Microsoft fan. I do understand the Xbox is pretty cool, and they've gotten a lot better as the company's grown. They do a lot of partnerships with Nintendo, which is actually kind of awesome. Game companies don't usually do that. So, I mean, I'm definitely giving credit where credit's due. But Microsoft already has computers. I don't see the point in making computer games and also making console games. I would just play it on the computer.
They've
So
done that for years. It's a
and I know some games aren't on the computer. You gotta play them on an Xbox, but it's really very few and far between. So I'm not big into Xbox. And then that whole, and I know they don't do them anymore, but like that whole Red Ring of Death on the old Xboxes, like that really turned me off to Xbox. So I probably won't ever own an Xbox. I do, like I said, give the company credit where credit is due, but I don't know. Doesn't really seem to be much of a point, but I know a lot of people love Xbox, so I'm not like shitting all over it or anything. Please don't lynch me. I'm not even a big PlayStation guy. PlayStation took what they learned from Nintendo, from their partnership. They were going to end up doing a CD attachment. And then Nintendo at a Game Expo ended up announcing their partnership with Philips, and they made a few games with Philips CDI. Had licenses to those. That's where those crappy Zelda and Mario games are. Then Sony was pissed off, and they literally took what they learned from Nintendo and made their own CD-based console named the Sony PlayStation. And if you look at a Super Nintendo controller and the original PlayStation controller, which is basically turned into a PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 and 4 and 5.
I like my PlayStation 2.
If you look at the controller for the PlayStation and you look at a Super Nintendo controller, you'll see that a PlayStation controller is a Super Nintendo controller with feet on the side and the bottoms. That's all it is. So, I mean, I like PlayStation, but again, Nintendo to me has just always been where it's at, and I'm probably showing my age by saying that. I'm an 80s kid. So, I'll always be a Nintendo guy. But I do have a few PlayStations, 1 through 3.
He bought the second one for me.
Yep, the PS2 is pockets. My brother gave me his PlayStation 1, and I got, when my daughter moved out, she didn't want the PlayStation because she was getting a PlayStation 4, so she just gave me the PlayStation 3. And then everybody's been like giving me games. Like I got like 20 games for the PlayStation 3 gifted to me. So I have a PlayStation 3 and I have a shit ton of games, but I literally never play it. It sits in there. It looks nice. It's a great addition. It looks good in the game room. Hotel Mario, I heard, was pretty bad. I've never played the Philips CDI games, but I know the Zelda, and I've seen them. And again, from what I heard, it wasn't unplayable. It was okay, but it's not a Mario game. But yes, Xbox does have the best graphics, but to me, best graphics doesn't equate to best game. Like my favorite console of all time, and still my favorite console of all time, is the Super Nintendo. And the Super Nintendo does not have the best graphics. Some of the best games, like the Ninja Gaiden games, the old ones for the Nintendo, those didn't need graphics. The music was on point. The cutscenes, the pacing, everything. Graphics doesn't always equal best game. And I'm perfectly happy playing like the new Doom and stuff like that on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, the graphics aren't quite as good, but the game is just as good, and that's perfectly fine with me. And a lot of people that I know because it's usually the console you grew up with, right? Like, my very first console was an Atari 2600, and I had that till I was 9. When I was 9, my parents broke down and got me an NES, and I fucking loved that thing. Because I had played it at friends' houses, and I really liked it, and I actually saved up the allowance and bought my own subscription to Nintendo Power. But then a year after I got my Nintendo, the Super Nintendo came out, and I begged my parents for that. And that's the console they got me. And yeah, I did get the 64 when the 64 came out when I was a teenager. But the bulk of my time as a child playing video games was spent with my Super Nintendo. And there's games on there that just don't compare. Like, new Contra games are great. The Nintendo Contra games are great. But Contra 3, the Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo, I mean, it's so fucking badass. Link to the Past, I mean, that's most people's favorite Zelda game to this day is the Super Nintendo version of that. Super Mario World, it's the most modded and hacked game out there to date. That's how much people love that game. Like, the Super Nintendo there's no denying it. It's great. I love the 64. I do. That's a system a lot of people grew up with. But to me, the 64, it's great. Like GoldenEye, fucking love GoldenEye, Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. It didn't have a lot of the third-party support that the Super Nintendo and the regular Nintendo did. And it was making that transition from 2D to 3D. So it was like, games almost looked like tech demos in the Nintendo 64. Don't get me wrong. When I got it, year one, I was blown away by all the games. I loved it. I didn't have a PlayStation. I had a Nintendo 64. I fucking loved it. But the GameCube was awesome. It didn't have some of the really cool games like Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64, but it had Twilight Princess, it had F-Zero GX. I mean, it was, the GameCube was a badass console. I fucking love the GameCube. The Wii, I mean, the Wii was the best-selling console, I think, of all time right now. The Switch is, I think, slowly going to overcome it. It might not. But the Wii was because it was used everywhere, right? Like nursing homes and stuff like that. Everybody was playing Wii. Basically, I'm just a huge Nintendo fan. Hey, ISB, how are you? Happy Memorial Day. I've listened to it. I can't remember who I listened to it to, but yeah, I've listened to it. It's good. It's been a while. It's been years since I've listened to it, but it's good stuff. I like video game creepypastas. That's why I wrote Friday the 13th NES, a 6-part series creepypasta story, because I felt Jason needed to be brought into this realm, and that was like the best way to do it. One way, shape, form, or another. And it worked out good, I think. I know it's one of my favorites that I've written. But yeah, I'm a big retro guy. I mean, like I said, I got a Wii U, and I got the Switch in there. I do have, like, the Switch is a modern console, and I've got that all hooked up in there and stuff, but I also got, you know, the retro systems in the game room is where it's at. I actually had Pockets in there last night, sitting on the floor, playing Link's Awakening DX on the Super Game Boy. So she was playing the Game Boy version on the Super...
goddamn chump people who stolen...
Like, legit.
I can't remember where that fuck is little place is, but I got the keys.
Sitting on the floor, Indian style.
That's the hardest Link game I've ever
Controller
played.
in her hand. Just immediately sucked in.
That's the first Link game I ever played.
I know.
That was what that, and I've been playing that game for nearly 20 years. Do you think I can get past stage 2? Fuck no. Sometimes I get past stage 2, but before I can continue, it just went bloop. Batteries died before I could save it. I was like, I yelled, no, we were in the car. And of course my dad instantly puts on the brake. What happened? I said the batteries in my Game Boy died and I couldn't save it. and I finally beat the second boss. That's why the hell you're yelling, I can't believe you. He got me back till a couple weeks later after.
Pockets was spoiled. You had the slim Game Boy Color. My Game Boy was the old big brick gray and
my cousin has.
White red buttoned Game Boy with the green screen and black dot matrix.
Yeah, and that's how I was first introduced to.
Not much ISB. I've just been sitting here talking about camp and the struggles getting up there. Got some cool games for my game room, and now we're talking video games. Yeah, Pockets had the Game Boy Color. I had the old brick Game Boy, and I stuck with that. I did not get another portable Nintendo console. I have every home Nintendo console. Home one. I have a Game Boy Advance now. I didn't buy one when it came out. I bought one, I think, at the flea market for $5. It was just sitting there. I was like, ooh, cool, I'll buy this. And I bought one game for $10. It was Super Mario 3 Advance. Good morning, Fuzzy. How are you?
Oh, Fuzzy.
Happy Memorial Day. It's a special Blood and Beans today. But yeah, I didn't actually buy the Advance when it came out. I just had the GameCube. Didn't bother with the console. Even though it was literally the handheld version of... It was basically a handheld Super Nintendo. The Game Boy Advance was a handheld Super Nintendo. And I probably should have jumped all over it, because that's where all the sequels to all the games that I actually really liked were. But I didn't. I went right to GameCube after the Nintendo 64. Didn't get a DS. Didn't get a DSi. I didn't go back to a handheld console until the 3DS came out. And I do have a 3DS, and I absolutely fucking love it. I still play on it. Even though I have a Switch, I'll still charge my 3DS and play on my 3DS. I love my 3DS. But yeah, I didn't really do a whole lot of the handhelds. I've heard of Time Splitters. I don't think I've ever played it, but I have heard it. Super Mario World 2 is an absolutely great game. Have you ever played Geist for the GameCube? Geist? It's this game where basically this experiment, I don't know if it kills you or not, but it rips your soul from your body. So you're essentially dead. And it's like it's like a first person shooter, but you're a ghost and you can walk through walls. You can possess toilets and mirrors and stuff like that to scare the shit out of people, and when you scare them, you can possess them. And I don't know, it's a really good game. Peace out, Grim. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice seeing you, man. Yeah, Geist, I've never beaten it. I think I got to the last boss or close to him, and it's just so freaking hard I couldn't get past it. I might try again someday, but I'm going to start from the beginning so that way I know exactly what I'm doing and shit. But Geist is a good game for the GameCube. And so is Lost Kingdoms. That game does not get enough love. It's a game where you have cards and you throw the card out onto the field. You're walking around and stuff in an isometric top view, top down. And there's summon cards where you can summon a monster to be on the field with you and fight other enemies. And then there's weapon cards where you use the card, you use the weapon of a monster, just appears over you. And then there's magic cards that do damage and health buffs and stuff like that. And you can only put so many cards in a deck, so you can build your deck. You make multiple decks that are good against monsters that are weak against fire, monsters that are weak against water. That game does not get enough love. That is a fantastic game for the GameCube, and I highly recommend if you have a GameCube or a Wii that's able to play GameCube or whatever, you're able to play it. Even emulate if that's the way you got to go. Play Lost Kingdoms. It's actually a lot of fun. It's a great action strategy game. Not many people know Geist or Lost Kingdoms. I think Lost Kingdoms was the second GameCube game I bought. First one was Mario Sunshine, because the one that I got with the GameCube was Mario Party, and I really am not a Mario Party guy. I played it. I played the Mario Party that came with the GameCube, but I was not a fan. I really wanted Mario Sunshine. And that game I liked. Like, well, I didn't like it as much as Mario 64. The music in that game, though, is phenomenal. I mean, let's face it. I mean, most Mario games, the music just knocks it out of the damn park. That game, though, especially was good. Like, I'll listen to the soundtrack Mario Sunshine sometimes just when I'm chilling and bebopping around the house. And again, if the music's too loud, too quiet, please let me know. I had to turn it down earlier because it was set for lo-fi. Just want to give you guys a warning. I am probably just going to keep the stream going for like another 10 minutes. Probably knock it off at noon today just so I can get going grilling. Get my work clothes washed for, tomorrow and stuff like that. And get ready. I also got to play some... I told Shiloh I was going to teach her the ways of Double Dragon, because Shiloh does not know Double Dragon. Good morning, leader. How are you? Perfect timing. I'm going to be here for another 10 minutes, 9 minutes, so just be prepared for that. But I'm glad you showed up. It's nice to see you. Happy Memorial Day. But yeah, Shiloh told me, I asked her, I was like, Double Dragon? And she said no. And I feel like a bad father. So... Today we are going to play some Double Dragon 2. I don't know though if I want to throw it on the Classic, the Nintendo Mini Classic, or if I want to play it on the cartridge. If I play on the Classic, the cords are short, but I have a shot of using the original controllers. My original Nintendo works, but I only have one working controller. And I have an advantage pad for it too, but you can't play two players at the same time with the advantage pad, so I need another controller for it. So I could put it in the Retro Duo and play it with Super Nintendo controllers, which is perfectly acceptable, but I'd rather have her get that feel of the original, so I might hook it up on the Classic. To West Palm Beach with my mom for the weekend. Yeah, I was camping on Locust Lake. That's why I did not do a Blood and Beans stream on Monday. I went up to camp on Friday, and it was a pain getting there. Both cars weren't going to be able to make the trip. The hood latch went on the Explorer. My Atari RF switch went. I couldn't play Atari games anymore. But I ordered an F adapter, and my mechanic fixed everything immediately, and I ended up going and having a fantastic time. And when I came back, I had everything I needed to hook up my Atari. So, yay, proper planning. Bluetooth controllers are pretty cool, but and again, I don't mind playing on the computer, but if I have the option of playing on the original hardware, that's why I have a CRT TV in my game room. That, and I can't use the Super Scope, and I can't use the Zapper to play Duck Hunt on a flat screen because it needs the scan lines. But if I have the option to play on original hardware with the original controllers, I mean, typically the sound is way better. A lot of time on emulators, the screen flicker will cause your character to completely disappear. It's just a little more finicky. If I have the ability to play on the original hardware, that's what I'm going to go. And if I'm not playing on the original hardware, I'm going to get as close to it as I can. So popping the original cart into a Retro Duo, or playing on a Nintendo licensed Classic Mini or something like that. I don't know, it feels better, if that makes any sense. Probably not. Maybe though. Maybe. And I was just thinking too, I don't have to hook the Mini up to the flat screen. I actually have a device that downgrades HDMI into RCA outputs. So I actually can put the Classic Mini on the CRT TV, and I think that's how I'm going to do it. So, I mean, we'll be using the mini classic Nintendo, but I should be able to use the NES controllers for it, because I could probably pull it close enough. Yeah, this is the way to go. I like this idea. I'll have to get that set up after the stream, too. Gotta teach her the ways of Double Dragon, man. Gotta teach her the ways. And the reason I have a device that downgrades HDMI to RCA, just by the way, is that way when Pockets... Well, the Chromecast isn't functioning the way it should at the moment, but when it was that way so Pockets could come into the game room with me, and even if I was using the flat screen, she could plug the Chromecast into the CRT television and watch like Netflix and stuff right on the CRT TV, which... I tell you, even that in itself, just being able to pull up a Chromecast and like Netflix and stuff on an old CRT television is pretty freaking just awesome in itself. Like just taking a step back and being like, dude, that's incredible. There's just something about, I don't know, retro. Like I have the DVD, VCR. Huh, honey? Well, basically. She said it makes me forget I'm getting older. And she's right. You step into that game room and, you know, both arcade machines. I got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade machine set up on one side, and I got the Miss Pac-Man machine set up on the other side, and then all the retro games. And like I said, I got newer ones and stuff too, but you spend an hour back there and completely forget that you're even, 40 years old, 41 years old. It's just, I'm 12 again. There's no worries. Everything just kind of flies out the window. It's awesome. But like I said, even like, the old Friday the 13th movies, my favorite, I have them on DVD. I have them on Blu-ray. My favorite way to watch them, though, is pop them into that old VCR and watch them on the CRT television through a VCR and a coax cable. Well, every once in a while, you get like the tracking that comes up. Like that's how I experienced the Friday the 13th movies growing up, and it just feels really authentic to me. So like there's times I'll go back there, even if I'm using like the big TV, I'll just throw like Godzilla or like The Bride of Godzilla or Kong Island or Horror of the Zombies, like an old creature feature or something on the big TV, and I'll jam on the little TV, have a slice of pizza and energy drink, and it's like being back at my local pizza shop all over again. Huh? You did. Yeah, Pockets got me. It's a 12-movie box set. I also got another one that she got me. She always gets me cool box sets. House by the Cemetery and stuff like that. She gets me all like the really like cool older movies that like I haven't seen because they're obscure or they're foreign, and they're all really good and critically acclaimed. It's fun. You pop one of those in that old game room and just jam on Miss Pac-Man. I got a bar stool in there. You can pull up to either one of the arcade machines and sit down, put your drink down, put my vape down, play some Galaga. It's fucking incredible. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not always in there. Like I got narrating, video editing, work, errands to run. Got to mow the lawn once a week. Yeah, depending on rain and stuff like that. But if I end up if I do have a little bit of free time, I'm either on my VR headset or I'll go pop into the game room because the game room's awesome. And Pockets just got me like this. Well, the neighbor was putting it outside for free, and I was like, this would look perfect. She was like, you should get this, and it was 3 shelves, black glass, big shelving unit. So we pulled out some of the older cardboard file cabinet and old heater I was using as a table. I pulled that out of there and put that in instead. Now I got no more stacked games on the floor. All my games, Wii U, Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, PlayStation, Atari, all my games all go on those shelves. Bottom shelf, I've got my old Atari in the official Atari big plexiglass case. for it holds games in the system and stuff, because I got the old one in there now because I got the slim version hooked up. I've got a 7800, my Super Nintendo, my regular Nintendo because I got the Retro Duo hooked up, the Dreamcast, and the PlayStation 1 all sitting on the bottom shelf, just kind of on display and basically retired because they don't need to be hooked up. I got the Retro Duo, the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 games. The 7800 I think needs to be replaced, but once I do, I'll probably get the 2600 out of there and put that there instead because that plays 2600 games anyway. The Dreamcast I need hookups for, and yeah, basically I either need hookups for the things or they're redundant because there's already a system hooked up that plays those games. Most of the stuff that I have hooked up, not hooked up, especially hooked up stuff, most of it is stuff I've had since I was a kid. I've never, even when I was tight for money, never sold my games. I've never gotten rid of my systems. I've never given stuff away. My video games, and everyone's like my old boss is like, why didn't you sell some of that stuff? Like that Nintendo 64 and those games you brought in, that you could probably sell that for, a good amount of money. I'm like, yeah, the system and all the games that comes with it, yeah, I could probably get a few $100s for it. Well, what's the point? I'm going to go to work and save up money to buy things that I enjoy, like a Nintendo 64 and all these games. So it doesn't make any sense. I've just hung on to a lot of the stuff. And then I'll go to like a retro game store, Atari games for $1. Or I've even had them, they're like, well, we have more. They're in a big box in the back. And I've had them pull out this giant tote of like all these Atari 2600 games. And they're like, anything you find in there is $1. And I'm just in the game store, just digging through this tote, just on my lunch break at work, working in an office. I'm wearing a suit jacket, suit and dress pants, digging through a tote full of Atari games, trying to pull out like 10 of them that I want to buy. So again, I find stuff on discount. I find stuff cheap. I'll go to a flea market. Every once in a while, I'll buy something online, and it's usually something obscure, like Claymates for Pockets. Pockets loves Claymates for the Super Nintendo. I haven't been able to find it anywhere, so I bought that off of Amazon. Secret of Mana, I bought that new. It's my favorite game. I went out and bought it brand new, and I don't have like an idiot. I got rid of the box. I should have saved it. But I bought that brand new. Still have the poster hanging up for it. Secret of Mana 2, which wasn't released in the United States. I had the translated ROM dumped onto a cart, and the cart sent to me. I paid for that. So stuff like that. Like, I'll order stuff like that, obscure stuff. Mostly everything I have is stuff that I've saved or found at like flea markets or at a game store for really cheap or something like that. Fuzzy, I've got duties too. I do have to get going pretty soon. Thanks a ton though for stopping in, man. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic day and be safe. Don't drink too much moonshine. Oh wait, that's me. Believe it or not, no, because I'm not in the game room all that much. My light bill isn't all that high. Yes, when I go in the game room, not all the time, but sometimes I will turn on the big TV and watch a movie while I'm playing on the little TV, and I'll flip on both arcade machines just to have them like playing in the background to get it like, and I have the light on, and a fan. So yes, I'll burn electricity, as much as 2 TVs, 2 arcade machines, and a light burns. I'll burn that for a while, an hour. That's not every time I'm in the game room. Most of the time I'm in there, I'm just one TV or one arcade game. And again, I'm rarely in there. I'm lucky if I get an hour in there after work during the week. Last month, I don't think I stepped foot in there at all. A whole month. I didn't even go in there, and it's in my house, and I never even stepped foot in the room. Sometimes I don't have time. So yes, when I'm in there, I'm burning some electricity, sometimes more than others. Sometimes I'm not really burning all that much. But the thing is I'm not really in there all that often. So it really doesn't burn a whole lot of electricity.
All that stuff doesn't burn a lot of electricity anyway.
No, I know that. Like the TVs really don't. arcades games don't burn all. The arcade machines do not burn a lot of electricity at all.
Everything. I think everything like is.
The fan doesn't. I think the thing that burns the most electricity in there is probably the light. And the light I have is actually one of those LEDs where it's like uses 4 watts of electricity, but it's actually 50 watts of brightness. So I use an energy bulb. I do have my house pretty energy efficient. So I do try to keep it down as much as possible.
Yeah, normally our electric bill during the summer and this is including 2 ACs running, we still only have a double-digit bill.
Yep.
But now we're on the budget plan.
Yeah, we're not like crossing to like $1,000 or even $500. Like, and electricity's gone up, but we really don't burn a whole lot of electricity.
Pretty soon we should be seeing our 10% off our bill.
Well, I do realize that.
The solar projects.
Yep. Solar projects too. But I do realize the potential to burn electricity in there. So yeah, good on me. But I do try to be conscious of that. Like, all right, this is, if I turn on all these things and jam on things and everything's turned up really loud, yeah, it's gonna burn some juice. But
and of course,
don't usually do that.
Wife of the house, after everybody's done, I have to walk through the house and shut off all the lights.
But yeah, if I do go in there rarely, then yeah, like if I haven't been in there in like a week, absolutely, man. I'll go in there, I'll turn on everything, I'll turn the TV up loud, I'll play Doom 2016, and the hard rock kicks in, and the whole house is fucking jamming, and I've got the door shut. And it's out, like, you can hear it through the whole house. Like, that game room sometimes, yeah, it does get a little bit loud. Good morning, CCG. How are you? Well, afternoon now, just barely, but how are you? Yeah, no, I'm going to be closing out the stream here in a moment. I'm going to go for another 9 minutes just to try and hit that hour mark now at this point. So you do have probably another 8-9 minutes left before I bounce. Sure. So actually, Leader, you ended up if you stick around to the end, it'll be a good 20-minute block. It's not too bad. And I appreciate it's nice seeing you. Really, it's happy Memorial Day. It's nice that you guys took time out of your Memorial Day just to stop into this rambly Blood and Beans stream. Let's go back to the beginning. There we go. Just want to make sure the music is a little bit. Don't want it too loud, but loud enough. Yeah, man, it was nice to see you. It's seriously, it's always nice seeing you. Just thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, and it's Memorial, it's a holiday, so it's much appreciated. Totally get it. Even I said at the beginning of the stream, I was fully prepared just to talk to future people, people that might check it out later. Didn't really expect a whole lot of people to show up today because it is Memorial Day. It's a holiday, so it's thank you. It really is appreciated. That's exactly what I did. I camped all weekend. Saturday, I got by 11 o'clock after I got back to camp after buying some food and stuff. I got back to camp at 11 o'clock on Saturday. I started sipping on moonshine. I got my favorite lawn chair. It's so comfortable. I love that lawn chair. And I passed out for an hour. I drank half a jar of moonshine, and I ended up falling asleep for an hour. Woke up, went over to the free Locust Lake bar that they have now with everybody that was over there, and I drank so many Heinekens. I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning. I had so much fun. And then, Saturday, flea market. We did a little bit of hiking. And then I drove home yesterday. So that way today, I can rest. Today is, get stuff ready for work. Do some grilling.
Why is this white cat yellow?
Teach Shiloh about Double Dragon. Because she doesn't know Double Dragon. So, yeah, it was fun. Always love going to Locust Lake. Sounds like you had a blast, too. West Palm Beach, I mean, sounds like an absolute good time. So I'm glad that you're home. I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you got your day of rest. And, thank you for, just letting me be a part of your day. Thanks for spending time with me.
Oh, where you go this one patch? Is he his head?
Mm-hmm.
He was never
We have baby kittens, like newborn. We're born like the day we left.
She started 5 a.m. and ended at 10.
So, brand new
She had
kittens,
4
and we left them in the house alone with the mother cat, and all 4 kittens are fine. Honestly, probably hot dogs. I'm gonna go grab some burgers too.
Look at this.
Just hot dogs and burgers, nothing fancy, and it's still got some moonshine left over too. So I still have a half a jar of peach moonshine, and I got a jar of strawberry shine.
Oh.
So
I found one that really likes people touch.
it sounds freaking awesome, man. West Palm Beach sounds amazing. You can't beat that.
Oh, this
Can't
one
beat
might
that
not-
with a stick.
this one
So
might not be doing
that's cool.
super.
It's. I know I needed a weekend, at least even just one full day from morning until I pass the hell out, of just not worrying about anything, and to do that in camp at Locust Lake, my camp at Locust Lake. It's my safe place, which is kind of funny to say about Locust Lake, but that's my safe place. And just to be there, have a full day sipping moonshine, Heinekens, and not having a care in the world was just awesome. Absolutely awesome. 100% needed it. So, yeah, I think we'll go get some burgers. I already got the grill, or the charcoal for the grill. I like cooking over a fire, but when I'm at my house in New York near Albany, I like cooking on a charcoal grill because I also really like charcoal. Good stuff. But yeah, probably some hot dogs and some burgers today, and I'll put the moonshine in the freezer for a little bit, get it nice and chilled, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, if you guys have anything else that you want to punch in, I am on the 2.5 minute mark when I'm going to be closing out the stream. So, just wanted to go ahead and throw that warning out there. Probably be finishing this cigarette at the same time. And the next thing I got to do is I got to go set up the game room, at least get it set up with the Classic Mini. I got to try and find those controllers. I know I've got them.
Look, this one looks like her.
Kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot. I live in a mobile home, right? I live in a trailer park. I don't have a whole lot of room to grill. So what I usually do is I'll pull my car up and out. So I have like a nice big square in my driveway that's blocked off by the car. And then I'll put my lawn chair there. I'll roll out the charcoal grill. And I'll just sit there with my moonshine or my beers and do some grilling and listen to some music on the car. And it's a great, great time. And a lot of people prefer propane over charcoal. And again, my wife prefers propane over charcoal. I prefer charcoal over propane. And again, I like I don't like the taste of lighter fluid, but I like the taste that a good charcoal grill gives your food. It reminds me of when I was a kid. It reminds me of going to Thatcher Park with my parents and them getting charcoal and doing burgers and hot dogs on the grill for 4th of July, or going someplace else, even Jumpin' Jacks, where they cook things over a charcoal grill. There's certain places, I don't know, just it brings back memories for me. I really like the flavor of a good charcoal. Again, not lots of lighter fluid or anything like that, but charcoal does give it a certain flavor. Propane doesn't. And that's why some people like propane. But I like that charcoal flavor. It's part of the reason to grill for me. The only thing that beats it to me is a wood fire. I love an open campfire to cook on. Yeah, my wife is very much on the Hank Hill side of things. She very much prefers propane.
Propane and propane accessories.
Very much prefers propane. I am a charcoal guy. And the thing about a charcoal grill like this one, it's a nice grill. It's a nice little grill. It folds up into a little cart. And you can bring it anywhere. You can prop it open. It's a lot harder to do that with a big propane grill. Charcoal grill you can bring anywhere if you have the right kind of grill. Or you can just bring a bag of charcoal if there's already charcoal grills there. I don't know. It's a lot more convenient. And I guess maybe that's really a case for why propane's better, right? Because, well, you're just paying for convenience, not quality. And I don't know. Like, I prefer charcoal. It's yummy.
I'm going with you to the store.
Smoked meat is really good. I do like all smoked meats, but again, I smoke mine on a charcoal grill. Like, I'll wait till the coals are white, and then I put the meat on it, and then when it starts billowing and smoking, I will close that fucking grill, and I will let it just smoke and smoke and smoke inside and smoke the hell out of that meat. And again, does give it that real charcoal flavor, but it also gives it that smoked charcoal flavor. I love charcoal grills. A good charcoal grill is amazing. That's what I love about this little one. And I bought it at Walmart for like $30. I'm the same way, man. Love charcoal. When I was working construction, I'll leave off with this story, and then I gotta go. When I was working construction, I used to live. I was living in like this little house with my father. We just kind of stayed there during the week because we still lived in Pennsylvania. We just traveled out of town, stayed in this little house for a week that his boss paid for. Didn't even mow the freaking lawn. But eventually, there was like this little camper that my brother had bought, and he put in the front yard, and he stopped living there, and I moved out into that camper. So in the summertime, that's where I lived, was in a camper in the front yard. And that's where I had my dinners, was on a fire pit. I'd come home, I'd buy like a pack of burgers from the store, I'd put something in the VCR, I'd turn the TV around and turn the volume up, but the TV that way was facing out the window. And I'd sit right out in the yard in my lawn chair, cook burgers, and watch TV right in the window of the camper, and that's where I had my dinner almost every single night. I cooked so much shit over that fire, it isn't even funny. So, but yeah, I've cooked a turkey over a campfire before. We took two big, long, like, they were, I would say branches, but they were really trees, long, thin trees. They were live. And we shoved them through the turkey. Our fire pit is about 8 feet wide and about 4 feet deep. We've got a nice hot bed of coals in there, and we used those two long sticks to flip the turkey. We wrapped it in tin foil so it would, cook in the after it browned. It cooked in the juices. We rubbed it all down with like a Montreal seasoning and everything else. That turkey came out absolutely fucking fantastic. Everybody from the entire campground kept coming over to our camp to get a bit of that turkey. So, love cooking over a fire. But alright, I'm going to go ahead and pop off the stream. Thomas, thank you for popping in. It was nice to see you at least. Happy Memorial Day. Please be safe out there. I'm sorry that I'm closing the stream as soon as you're beginning. Been going for a little over an hour. My throat is raw. And I got to get going on some Memorial Day things. Absolutely love all you guys. Thank you all so much for stopping in, even just to say hello. It's been absolutely great. Thanks for letting me be a part of your holiday. Be safe out there. Have a really good one. And I hope to see you this coming Saturday for Doughboys UVB 76. We'll see you then, and have a great day. Love you all. Bye-bye.